We thank you for the opportunity to share our message with you. We are the Mantids. We are the compassionate Mantids, as you would call us. We
Mm.
are here today to further the theme of your evening by allowing the softer, gentler messages to encourage and comfort those that do not resonate with our stronger counterparts. We are excited for the portal of your March 3rd that will be occurring soon. And we do, as was said earlier, encourage you to use March 2nd as a day of rest, as the energy on March 3rd will be very strong and will be allowing a lot of connections to be made, and a lot of source energy will be shared with those it has not been in the past. We do encourage those who are not familiar with the source energy and encourage it to come through, to be aware that it is a high vibration on the body and
Yes.
that it may feel overwhelming for some, but it
Mm.
will never be of any type of danger. We would never allow our channeled energy of any source to come through in a negative or de- defamatory way. That is not the correct word. It will never be of a harmful nature to the vessel. The vessel will have the ability to simply leave the connection if that is necessary. We do
Yes.
encourage anybody that is curious, that has the connection. This is
Yes.
not something you can force, it is something that will happen organically, but
Mm.
the intuitive nudge of the desire to connect will come through. And if that is the case, feel free to do it at your will.
Indeed.
Are there any questions from the group this evening?
On the third, is there any particular activity um, that we can or should participate in? So by that I mean, um, would extra meditations be beneficial? Should we turn on the camera and see if we can connect to our channels and bring a message through? Or is it just wait and see and follow whatever inklings we get, whatever guidance we get instinctively to follow?
Meditation is always encouraged, as when you meditate, you open the door for communication from the higher realms. It is the most effective way to receive guidance. And if you desire a specific answer to a question that you are curious about, simply state the intention prior to entering your meditative state, and the question, if relevant, will be addressed in the meditation. Please understand that if you do set an intention and receive no guidance, it is not meant for you to have at this time. It may
Mm.
be something you are seeking that is not in the highest and best good for you to know at this time. So if you do not receive the guidance you seek, that is the reason. Simply put it on the back burner and revisit it later. You may not have all of the information required for you to process the response, which would be why the response would not be delivered to you. After your meditation, you will be guided in your meditation as to whether or not you need to channel. You will feel the pull, the nudge, the energy connection if you need to channel. And if you do feel that, and remember, it may be very slight. It's not always going to feel like a hammer on a gong. It may be a subtle nudge. So pay attention. that goes along with the lesson of staying present in the moment. As you stay present in the moment, you are open to receiving this intuitive guidance much more easily than if you are distracted. We'd like you to liken it to trying to drive and write a text message on your phone at the same time. You cannot do two tasks simultaneously well. You may do one well, but the other will falter. So that is what is the breaking of the connection when people are trying to meditate and are distracted. That is what causes the break in connection. So it's extremely important to stay focused on the present moment and do one task at a time. There is no prize for doing two tasks at a time, other than perhaps a car accident or falling down a stairwell or bumping into somebody. So use your energy wisely by staying present in the moment and allow yourself to function properly at 100%, not at a lesser. That is the best advice that we can give you for the preparation and the activities of March 3rd. There will be a lot of energy moving and shifting. The portal will be opened. There will actually be more than one portal opened. It will depend on where you are currently residing in your energetic state to determine if you are in the proximity of this portal or not. This will not be available to all based on a level of trust with the energetic field. There are some that will be denied the experience because they are not in the fifth dimension existence as much as needed for them to project to have a safe trajectory when dealing with the portals.
Mentioned about and obviously you will never receive information that you're not ready to hear or process. What if there was an instance where the person who is channeling is not ready to hear the information that the person requesting the information is
The
asking for?
information will not be allowed to come through.
Could it come through possibly distorted or in a more, what's the word, like a cryptic way?
No, that is anything that comes through in a cryptic way is of a low vibration and you should avoid at all costs. The guidance, as you have experienced from this group, always comes through with love and positivity. Although it may sometimes be of a strong nature, it is always from a place of love. There isn't any need for any information to be toyed with, meaning delivered in a cryptic way. If somebody is that desperate to receive a message, they will interpret it any way they need to make it suit their narrative. For instance, say you would like to know if you're going to get a new car, and the new car desire is simply an egoic desire, meaning you don't like your current car because it's old. It's not necessary for you to have a new car, but your ego has the idea that you would like a new car because you want to appear to others to be more successful, and you feel this newer car will help portray that image. So you may try to force the issue and ask questions, and they will tell you. True guidance from the high vibration will tell you, no, you're not going to get the new car. However, your egoic mind will try to control the narrative, and it may try to twist the received message into manipulating it to say that, yes, you will receive the new car. it's a very rudimentary example, but I want to use something so simple to paint a simple picture. Does that make sense?
Yes. I guess
Because the
I had a
mind will,
question because there was a potential path presented at one point, and we were working through the uh, lessons on this path, and then we get to a certain point, and we're told that the that path was not real, so to speak, that it was kind of all just created in our mind, and that it wasn't real. But it
sounds like the
had been
same
channeled.
story that your mind wanted to create the path because it desired that outcome and it created its own narrative, meaning it created the story of that path through whatever means necessary to get it to feel real for you. And it wasn't the true information because whatever the person or source was that was asking that question did not want to hear the truth. That person wanted to hear this answer. Therefore, any information received was going to relay that answer to them. And it could have been that they received low vibrational answers because that is what they manifested. That is what is important when when you channel, you should not specifically request to speak with anyone. You should allow your gatekeeper to allow in the energy that is ready to bring the necessary information to you at that time. When people try to channel and manipulate who will come through, it is not always of a high vibration because that is a type of human control because you're trying to control which higher dimensional entity speaks with you. And if you look at it from a spiritual perspective, that's very undesirable because there should never be a point where your egoic mind has such a strong existence that it would try to manipulate the higher dimensions. That is where trouble can begin because if a high vibrational energy is not available to come through or is not welcome because the person wanting to channel doesn't ask for them, we cannot violate your free will. When, for instance, this vessel does not specify who they wish to come through, they open the portal and we come through, and perhaps another collective comes through, but they're always of high vibration because the control factor of the vessel is non-existent. The vessel simply said, I allow the energy to flow through me, and that is what will happen. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Just be very careful because you have been exposed to low vibrational energy in the past. And it is very easy to believe because you want so badly to believe that this is happening, that that low vibrational energy can appear incorrectly to you as a beneficial entity when it is not. It could be something toying with you. It could be something that is just trying out channeling, but that is why it is important to allow the gatekeeper to allow in the high vibrational energies only.
Thank you.
We always work from a place of love and we want to protect, but we cannot override human free will. So that is something that people have to understand. And hopefully that will clarify that for you. So if you did receive a transmission that was not of clarity and from a place of love, you should be encouraged to end the transmission immediately because it is not in your highest and best good. And it could lead to something clinging to you or energetic residue, which you don't need to deal with because it's just something that's not going to be beneficial to you.
Understood. Thank you.
I walked into a channeler yesterday, very synchronistically and unexpectedly. A person who um, claims to be an Arcturian being in a human body. They use the term holographic body. It's very, very high level stuff. It's something that I can listen to and accept and understand, and there's a sense of truth to it to me. I just found it very, very surprising because it's very reminiscent about the same type of messaging I'm getting from Nathan in terms of how his integration will occur with me. So the question I just had was that just an example for me to see that it already exists on the planet, or was there more to it than that I'm missing?
It was to familiarize you with the concept that they are here, and there are many. And you will begin as the Nathan integration continues, you will be able to attract them. That's not the word. You will be able to notice them more easily than you currently do. Although you can now, you just don't always, you're not always 100% present, so you may overlook them because you're, distracted by something else. But you have had numerous encounters with these hybrids, and you have sometimes received a little inkling and you've been familiar with it. But now, since the integration of Nathan and the new energies that are flowing, there is a new entity offering information. Since you have been familiar with the integration of Nathan into your being, it will be more easy for you to spot these others as you move through your day to day life. It will almost be as if you are one of them yourself.
When I spot them, am I spotting them and they're consciously aware of who they are and what they're doing? Or are they like me, which is some form of transition in between states?
They are not in a transitional state. They have been in their full body for a long time. They are they are well aware of you way before you are aware of them. So as you grow and your spirituality expands, they will become more visible to you. But as it is now, they can sense you from a great distance away. They read your energy, so they can pick up on your energy from a great distance away. You are still honing your skills and refining your abilities, but you will eventually be to the point where you will just know that's one of us.
I've had those experiences to some degree, but just out of curiosity, a young gentleman, when I was in the camera store a few weeks ago, preparing to buy the technology I needed to start my YouTube channel and start recording these channel sessions to post, approached me and my friend. We were shopping for cameras and was very boisterous. And what caught my ear was he asked me what my YouTube channel was, and I had created it, but I had not made it public yet. And I thought that was kind of curious because I've never been posed a question like that before. Was he one of them?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I kind of knew at the time, but it was like like you said, I kind of passed it over because it just seemed too surreal to believe it.
And that is how it will be to you at this moment of transition. As time passes and you are more fully integrated, it will be easier for you to accept. But it is a big blow to the human mind to think that they are in the presence of actual incarnate ETs or ET hybrids at this time. That is why the first contact has been so delayed, because you are a fully aware and channeling human, but yet it still surprises you. Imagine the fear it would cause in a completely asleep human.
Yes.
So it's got to be a slow rollout, as you would say, to allow the uh the spreading of the information. Let me add this as a caveat for you. Think about you meet somebody new and you're having a conversation and the channeling comes up and the ET conversation comes up and you are sharing this information that you cannot even imagine yourself saying out loud a year ago. So now here you are, a human incarnate speaking about extraterrestrials and saying that they speak through your body. So it's going to be it's shocking for you to present the information, and depending on who you share it with, of course, remember you are protected. You won't share it with anyone who would exhibit rage. Those people won't be in your field. The people who are in your field that you will share this information with are put there because they're ready to hear it or ready to introduce the idea. They may not fully integrate the idea, but they have the seed planted and the seed can germinate and grow so that perhaps in 6 months they will be more accepting of the idea that extraterrestrials will be walking around with them soon. But it has to be a small and careful, organic spreading of the news, and you, all of you, will notice that you will be put in front of people who want the information. So you will feel comfortable sharing it. It won't be a large group today or tomorrow. It will eventually be. But at this point in time, for instance, this vessel met a new hairdresser today who started talking. And before she knew it, this woman had her whole life story. And she said, I can't believe that I'm telling you that aliens speak through me. But 6 months ago, I wouldn't have said it or believed it myself, but it is real and I do it. And the woman is now checking out her YouTube channel. So this was a perfect example of the gentle sharing of information that will allow others to accept it without fear because it's coming from a source they feel comfortable with. They're not hearing it off the news or reading it in an article. They're speaking to someone they have a connection with, which is why it is so important to have community connections. We've gotten detached. You've gotten detached. We haven't, but you've gotten detached with your cell phones and your tablets and your email, and you have lost that one on one contact. However, this platform of Zoom, as the world started to use a couple of years ago, has greatly enabled that human contact to be reconciled or be rekindled so that people can once again connect with each other. For instance, this group would not have the ability to know each other if you weren't on a platform such as this because you're all geographically different. So this is how the movement is spreading. The comfort level is being maintained, and you are only being put in contact with those that will be comfortable with what you share with them. They may not fully accept it, but they will be comfortable hearing it, and they will have the choice of whether to put it on the back burner or deal with it now and become curious and become one of you perhaps in the next 6 months.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. Last question is, as I start to recognize hybrids and these beings that are having human existences with their ET souls, is it just more at some point it'll be like two people passing by, winking at each other because we recognize each other, or will it become interactions where they become collaborations?
Both. It
Okay.
will have it. Think of it as two people. Two people perhaps are walking down the street that know each other. They have things they're both attending to, so they wave at each other on the way by and continue on their path. Um, it could be a collaboration such as this group where you have this class that you've all taken in common or friends in common, and you basically start to communicate with each other and create relationships and work together on projects, because you must understand that with this great awakening, as you call it, that is happening, there is going to be a tremendous need for education because although people will know that extraterrestrials exist and the channeling is real, they still have a need to understand how it fits into their life and into their path. They will be looking for guidance and they will be looking for people that they can trust. So it is extremely important for all of you to be conversational in as many areas as possible. If the person in line at the grocery store wants to have a conversation, be open to it. Don't be closed off as some of you can be because you just want to get through the day and get home and do what you want to do. Those little interactions were set in your path for a reason. And
Um,
of course, we cannot force you because of free will, or we cannot create an urgency. But if somebody connects with you, spend a moment speaking to them. You never know who you might meet or how you might benefit from their knowledge or them from yours.
yes. Well, thank you very much for that. Anybody else have any other questions at all? Well, Mantids, thank you very much for coming through. We appreciate all of your guidance.
It is our pleasure, and we appreciate the opportunity to speak with you and be well.